Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just had the absolute pleasure of witnessing Ipswich 0, Hull 3. Hull 3. Hull. Most of this can be done just by reading the team out, because you go to Norwich, you change it to 3-5-2, you have some good results. A lot of people unhappy with this 3-5-2 being too defensive, but at least he was building a system. So we get to this Tuesday night game, the third of like 5 in 2 weeks or whatever, and Mick changes it. But not only does he change it, he really changes it. So here's the Ipswich team. So Bart in goal, it becomes a back four, Spence at right back, Carter, Vickers and Chambers centre backs, Knudsen left back. The midfield three is Stephen Gleeson sitting, with Luke Hyam and Tristan Nydam in front of him. Nydam has not played since I don't know when, certainly a good few months. The front three, Grant Ward on the right, Bertrand Selina on the left and Freddie Sears up front. So Mick went for a 4-3-3, he changed the system. Garner was on the bench, but obviously got hurt in the warm-up or whatever and they didn't risk him. Also on the bench, Adam Webster started the last few games. Martin Waghorn, top scorer, top assist maker, set play guy. Callum Connolly started the last few games. And I don't know where Cole Skews was, I guess he just had a rest. So it was going to go one of two ways with that team. It was either very brave or very stupid. And during the course of the video, you will find out which one. Hull 4-2-3-1. Still got a lot of presumably quite highly paid ex-Premier League players. McGregor in goal, Annie at the right back, Clark left back, Dawson and Hector, two strapping great guys playing against little Freddie Sears centre half. Henriksen and Larson sitting in midfield, and then the three off the front are Bowen off the right, looked a good player, Irvine, who we've liked before, for Burton, Wilson on the left with Campbell up front. Ipswich force a corner on 7, lifted in by Selina. It goes out to the edge of the box. Ward heads it back in and Spence flicks it on, and he actually hits the post. Pretty unlucky, could have taken the lead on 7. Hyam goes in for a tackle and the ball flies back behind his own back four. Bit of a lucky break, but Campbell gets in behind, puts it across, and Irvine is snuffed out. I think a combination of Bart and Nydam doing that. Knudsen goes up with Anya. They both go down. Bowen picks it up, drives forward, threads it through to Irvine. He has to kind of take the shot back on himself, and it's a pretty easy save for Bart. Wilson, nice acceleration from him, long ranger, good power. Bart kind of stands up. It spills out, but he gets it at the second attempt. And on the 17th minute, you can see they're pushing forward Hull. They take the lead. So I think Gleeson makes a foul, and it's a free kick sort of in the D, fairly central. It's knocked forward to Irvine, who jumps with Chambers. It looks like Chambers is going to win it, and he kind of half wins it, and the ball goes up in the air. And it's one of those funny ones where the ball goes up and neither of the players know where it's gone, but all the crowd do. Irvine gets it and then manages to feed it back to Henriksen and give him his dues. Edge of the area, right-footed, cross shot with the right foot, right in the corner. So good finish, keeps it nice and low. Bart presumably doesn't see it until it's passed through all of the defensive guys there. So Hull take the lead. Relatively soft goal in that Chambers normally swamps those up. A little bit fortuitous, could have, you know, where's the ball going to go? But Henriksen, good finish, and I mean Hull weren't dominating, but you can see they were pushing and the game was going in that direction. So into the 20s, and Ipswich starting to look nervous on the ball now. They're starting to misplace passes, and the night is seemingly going to take a turn for the worse. Nydam misplaces a header, Bowen picks it up, drives at goal, great left foot strike here, beats Bart, hits the bottom of the post and bounces out. That could have easily been 2-0 on 28. Be interested to hear from Hull fans if you're watching. Is Bowen, I assume he's all left foot and playing sort of inverted and coming in, looks like a decent player. Selina out to Sears, takes it down the right, great crossing by him, floated in, Ward arrives in on it, gets a decent enough header, gets it on target, loops up, and nice tip over from McGregor. In goes the corner now. I'm trying to find some kind of mitigating circumstances for this disastrous night. So possibly a bad call here, but there's obviously about another 5 phases in play before Hull are going to go 2-0 up. Looked like a bad call to give a goal kick. Anyway, we reset, so there's no excuses. Goes forward, and Ania, the right back, has got forward this time. He gets in behind on the right hand side. Good pacey run, takes it forward, he comes back inside, he swings it over on his left foot. It's a lovely deep cross, it's curling in, but who's picking up Irvine? Irvine's unmarked, we know he's a good goal scorer in midfield. He takes it first time, left foot on the volley, straight in, but no chance. Another just easy goal, I guess. Not much that Hull had to do. Good cross, good assist, and easy finish for a professional footballer though. Sticks it in, and it's 2-0, and it's just weak, very, very weak. So that was on 39, and out come the nasty charts immediately. Mick McCarthy, get out of our club. Mick McCarthy, your football is shit. All of that, all of those greatest hits from the north stand there. So when it went 2-0, it turned a little bit nasty. Selina flicks it over on 43 and falls to the ground and gets booked for diving. So I don't want to say the first half is bad, because it's not that it's bad, it's just ridiculous. You've got the combination of this baffling team, change to the system. Nydam didn't seem ready to go back in. They're getting overrun in midfield. You've got the fans sarcastically cheering every pass and pointing out every long ball, yelling hoof. You've got the bizarre spectacle of poor Freddie Sears against Hector and Dawson having the ball booted up to him, and I guess Freddie's kind of making a point. He's trying to jump with them, but everyone can see how patently ridiculous that is as a tactic. And then as the game slips away from Ipswich, it just becomes more and more of a train wreck. You know, the players not looking confident, the fans in particularly sharp-tongued mood. It was just horrible, absolutely horrible. And I try not to be too biased on these things, but Mick, you've got yourself to blame for that one by putting that team out. You've got your top scorer on the bench, your best centre midfielder's not there, you've changed the system. What did you expect? Half time, so Mick makes a push here. Nydam not going to get on his back. He's a youngster, he hasn't played for a while, but he didn't appreciate much going into that atmosphere and that game today, and it didn't work for him. So Waghorn comes in, thank goodness for that. Connolly comes in for Gleeson. Gleeson's had 2 poor games now in 3 days, and he got asked to do the Skews job of sitting in, and didn't happen. The 4-2-3-1 seemed to just swallow us up, but man, it's 11 versus 11, so it shouldn't have. There you go. So Ward goes into midfield with Hyam and Connolly. It looks like they're going to keep Waghorn, Selina and Sears up front. So what's the worst possible thing that can happen if you're 2-0 down, the atmosphere's gone, and you want to chase the game? Well, immediately after half-time, Selina kind of shanks one to put Ipswich in the defensive third. I'll clutch at straws and call it suspicious-looking throw-in from Ania. It gets into the box. Bowen picks it up. I think it's Connolly. Change of pace, accelerates, gets past him. He's in that position where Bart's not certain, is he going to square it back and leave an easy chance? Needs to leave a bit of his near post. Firm finish from Bowen. 3-0. That's it, done. I mean, on that count, I feel sorry for Mick, because he made his change and immediately the game's gone straight away. But I don't feel sorry for him for the team he put out. That was just strange. So the atmosphere now has just gone into this amazingly sarcastic kind of just proddy, horrible, very uncomfortable. I mean, I'm never one for getting on the back of the players. People like Chambers there on that pitch, who have given a lot, don't really deserve it. But I respect freedom of speech, and I respect any fans' prerogative, as long as they're not, you know, hate speech to give their opinion. They're entitled to do so, and enough of them were. So it's a free country, you're allowed to do that. Waghorn robs Dawson, feeds Sears, pretty weak 20-yarder. Hull are sitting back now. They're just going, okay, well, fine, we're 3-0 up, and you guys you guys are not going to score in this atmosphere and with this lack of confidence going on now. Bit of pressure for Ipswich though. Knudsen gets a nice driven cross in, last ditch clearance there to keep their clean sheet up. Ipswich are having most of the ball, but it's noticeable Hyam and Carter Vickers quite badly affected by the horrible atmosphere and look like they don't want the ball and look very nervous, you know, even to play a short pass. So didn't do them any favours, that atmosphere. Keane comes in for Campbell up front. The attendance is given 13,031 to chance of you're full of shit. Obviously it's always reported that do they count season ticket holders who are not there. Certainly thin on the ground at Portman Road tonight. Mailer comes in for Larson. Ball out wide on 74. Selena steps over it nicely. Knudsen fires it into Sears. His first touch goes up and he volleys it into the side netting. Poor header by Carter Vickers on 77. Pounced on by Wilson. He drives forward, feeds it through to Keane. Can't get enough power on his shot. He's in a good position at straight at bar. Grzycki comes in for Irvine. Mick does something, I guess, to appease the supporters. Brings Morris in for Selena. So I think we saw him in the Carabao Cup against Palace. I believe that's the first time he's gotten in the league. So nice for Morris, but shame for him to come in that type of atmosphere. 90+1 into the stoppage time now. Waghorn long ranger way over. That's it. 3-0 at home to Hull. And I think the thing that bothers me is you're only ever this far away from that type of thing happening here. Obviously, the past 4 games, if you took this one out, 2 away wins, that draw against Sheffield United. If you win tonight, and believe me, you've got more chance of beating Hull at home than you have Bristol City coming up away on Saturday. If you win tonight, you're in really good form. You've taken 10 points from 4 games. 2.5 per game over 4 games would be fantastic. And I respect McCarthy. He knows more about football than I do, and probably most people watching this video do. But that team was ridiculous. I don't understand. I mean, you come out and he defends the 3-5-2 and says, oh, we have to play this way, we'll get beat if we push too much. So at least stick with a plan, stick with the 3-5-2. But Webster comes out, you go to a back 4. I felt sorry for Nydam, like I've said. Gleeson, it didn't work for. Again, whether he's good enough or not, I don't know. Doesn't quite seem to have got his match sharpness yet. Hyam, there needs to be some kind of decision here. Is Hyam actually good enough? At best, he looks okay in the Championship, but maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe I'm just in a bloody grump after that game. I don't know. Ward, I think Ward and Sears possibly can look themselves in the mirror and say, well, you know, I tried to get things going. Sears, what is he supposed to do? If you're going to play 3 quick, lively guys up, they need the ball into the channels on the ground, they need it into feet, and too many times it's just booted forward at Sears' head. And I mean, Sears is a very willing, very enthusiastic player, but what can you do with that? So it was a bit of a disaster tonight. Obviously the chants from the crowd are, I don't know if they help, but like I said, I believe in freedom of speech, and there's obviously a lot of people feel that they don't want McCarthy there, and as I say, you're only a match away, 45 minutes away from it turning, and Mick didn't help himself with that team selection. I think he threw certain players under the bus there tonight. People like Sears, people like Needham, you know, they need a bit of protection from big centre halves and baying crowds when you haven't played for a long time. It was pretty bad. I expect he'll go back to 3-5-2, and hopefully there's obviously something up with Garner. In terms of a star man for Ipswich, I'm going to tongue-in-cheek say Cole Skews is the star man, because I don't know if anyone's reputation improved tonight. It was Skews's, because he wasn't there, and it makes it look like, well, would that have collapsed quite like that with him playing? I don't know. But Sears and Ward gave it a go. That's all I can say. For Hull, well done. Took the points. They're in a fairly sort of good moment. Thought Bowen looks a good player. I know he's got a lot of goals. That's a fairly obvious one. And near the right back had an effective game, but Selena didn't give him much to go against. Obviously, he got the assist for the second goal, but you know, Bowen looks a good player. So I would say Bowen. Ipswich fans, it's pretty depressing tonight. Why are we always that close to it turning nasty? And what on earth was that team? I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments. Is that tonight purely Mick's fault for the selection? Hull fans, if you're watching, congratulations, took the goals well. Easy 3 points really in the end. Looks like you're gonna stay up, so let me know what you thought of that performance in the comments, and you can probably guarantee it with a win over Birmingham on Saturday, so good luck there to the Hull fans. I'll be back on Saturday. Hopefully it doesn't get even nastier at Bristol City. If you enjoyed the video, you probably didn't. Hey ho, it was a crappy game. Give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, follow us on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. Supposed to be fun, isn't it? Didn't really enjoy myself tonight. Anyway, let's drive an hour and 20 minutes home and see you on Saturday.